Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag is my favorite in the series. There's so much to love about this game and so much I could rave over, but today I thought I would discuss some of the historical figures featured in this game. While most of these characters share the same names and many common attributes to real-world pirates, they also have a few inaccuracies due to Ubisoft needing to fit them into the story. I'm sure most of you are already aware, but in case you're not, it is important to remember that Assassin's Creed games are historical fiction, so they may include real-world locations and people, but they also include many fantasy elements as well. So let's go over a few characters and discuss what is historically accurate and what is not about these scourges of the sea. Up first is the main character of the game. Edward Kenway is the only pirate I will go over from the game who does not share the name of the man he was based off of. Because of this, I will not refer to any differences as inaccuracies since he was not a real person. The real pirate was Samuel Bellamy, who is recognized as the wealthiest pirate in history, which is probably why they chose him to be the template for Kenway, because nobody wants to play as a character based off Apache the pirate. Like Kenway, Bellamy sailed with both Benjamin Hornigold and Blackbeard before he became captain of his own ship. Some of the differences include the obvious: Bellamy was not part of the Order of Assassins, he didn't track down and kill Hornigold or Roberts or Vane, but he also wasn't as skilled, or lucky depending on how you look at it. Bellamy met his end in 1717 when his ship the Whydah wrecked off the coast of Massachusetts. In the game, Kenway retires from piracy and moves back to London, living till around 1735. Edward Teach is pretty close to the real man. He was known to have a large black beard that gave him his nickname and was said to put lit matches under his hat to intimidate his enemies, so these details in the game are accurate. Just like in the game, Blackbeard did blockade Charleston, South Carolina, looking for medicine, and was killed when his ship was attacked by members of the Royal Navy, dying of multiple gunshot and sword wounds. Bartholomew Roberts is odd because his character in the game is something called a sage, which is someone who reincarnates with memories and knowledge of their past lives. This backstory is obviously just created to fit into the main story of the game. The real Roberts is known as one of the most successful and bold pirates, and this is represented in the game as he and Kenway take a Portuguese galleon with a very small crew. While many pirate ships adhere to a code or a creed, most were just copied from those made by privateers. Roberts actually famously wrote his own articles, and the character actually discusses these articles in the game as he enters the observatory. The real Roberts was actually killed on the deck of his own ship by cannon fire instead of being killed by Kenway or some other pirate, so the death is inaccurate. Benjamin Hornigold was a privateer turned pirate hunter and is very close to his real-world counterpart. He was a mentor to Blackbeard, and he sailed with Bellamy, which is portrayed well in the game. Hornigold was also instrumental in the establishment of Nassau as a haven for pirates before he became a pirate hunter. You fight both alongside and against Hornigold in this game, showing his change in allegiance. Some of the details surrounding his death are accurate. For instance, his ship did wreck during a hurricane, which is depicted in the game. However, he was not killed by Kenway or some other pirate assassin, which seems to be a common trend. I know the whole point of these games is to assassinate people. I mean, it's literally in the title, but they're giving Kenway credit for everything. Overall, each of these characters are done quite well. They do have a few inaccuracies, but that is to be expected from a fictional game. For the most part, anything that doesn't relate to the assassins is generally accurate. So I'd say Ubisoft's research department did a great job.